Hi everyone, today I'd like to share with you my to be read pile. I'm currently reading officially on Goodreads. I'm down as 5 books I'm reading, but it's a lot more than that, as you'll see. First up, The Inexplicables by Sherry Priest. My husband and I are reading this at bedtime together. It's book 4 in the Clockwork Century series. I've just started Diana Wynne Jones's The Island of Chaldea. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm rubbish with words sometimes. I found this in the library for 50p and really enjoyed it. When I get to bed early, I sometimes like an audio to listen to drop off to. So that at the moment is The Further Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. These are adaptations of unknown Holmes stories written by Bert Coules, starring Clive Merrison and Andrew Sachs. Next up are 2 books that I have started reading and have put down for a little while. First up is Moriarty by Anthony Howitz. A very good story, I've just put it down. Next up is Anne McCaffrey's Crystal Singers trilogy. I'm about to start book 2 in here, Cassandra. I'm really enjoying a proper bit of sci-fi fantasy. I just put the book down and haven't carried on. Next up are books that are on my I'm going to read these next. Throne of Glass by J Maas. I keep hearing good things about this and I want to read it. This is The Fabled Beast Chronicles. This is book 3, Storm Singing and Other Tangled Tasks by Lara Don. I've really enjoyed this young adult series, set in Scotland, really entertaining. Cogheart by Peter Burnell. I'm about to start reading this. Again, I've heard really good things about it. Next up are series of books that I've slowly ploughed my way through. City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, book 2 in the Mortal Instruments series. Once Upon a Time, Red's Untold Tale by Wendy Tovler. I've got book 1, which was reawakened. And Andrew Lane's Young Sherlock Holmes, Snakebite. This is book 5 in the series. So yeah, I'm really ploughing through these. Next up are books I want to read that I've picked up because I've heard good things about them. First up is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and book 2, Hollow City. These are both written by Ransom Riggs, that's a new name for me to learn, on the recommendation of Jessie the Reader, who's quite a fan of them, I hear. We've only managed to get the first 2 books because that's all they had in Tesco at the time. Yeah, I know, we brought books from the supermarket. Sorry. I keep hearing about Robin Hobb. This is Assassin's Apprentice, book 1 in that series, which has completely escaped the top of my head at the moment. But I'm looking forward to reading that. And the first book in the Poldark series. This is by Winston Graham, Ross Poldark. Obviously the TV series has just finished at the end of book 4 over here. So I'm gone right back to the beginning and seeing where everything starts. And finally, these were impulse buys brought on the fact that their covers were beautiful. This is The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. Really like the cover. It's involving Victorians, spies, books, secrets. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Apparently there's a series of these. And then there's Serafini by Rachel Hartman. I've no idea what this is about, but the cover is beautiful. So there's my reading to be read pile of books. As you can see, it's quite a large pile. I'm not even going to attempt to lift them all up because I'll just drop them all over the floor and I can't stand doing that to my books. So, is your pile of books larger than my pile of books? I'm probably guessing it is. If you're anything like me, you like books a lot and pick quite a few up without actually getting around to reading them anytime soon. So, happy reading everyone. Bye. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm rubbish with words sometimes. I found this in the library for 50p.